Hello everybody and welcome back for the weekly VR news. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Like normal, we'll discuss everything amazing that happened last week, prepare you guys for this week's new releases and game updates, and finally highlight some topics that are extremely important to the VR space. Today's video is short on new releases, but there's plenty of excellent topics to discuss like Demeo Book 4, Compound getting a huge update, the Pico Neo 3 link coming to the US, and finally we're going to discuss why the Quest has to go, and the direction the future of VR is headed. On that note, I want to hear down in the comments if you guys are still using your Quest 2, or is it just sitting in a closet collecting dust right now. Now there are of course links and timestamps in the description, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's not Raid Shadow Legends. It's still Kiwi, my favorite site for accessories, guys. If you need anything for your Quest or any other VR headset, I highly recommend Kiwi. They have everything you need. I love their Elite head strap. They have cable management systems, link cables, changes to the faceplate, whatever you need, they have it. I highly recommend them. And don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support my channel. Okay, so let's start the news off with the rumor that Roblox is officially coming to the Quest 2 natively. Now this rumor comes from a Twitter post from Bloxy News stating, "Get ready to experience the metaverse in a new immersive way. Roblox is officially coming to another device soon. Can anyone guess what it is?" Now any VR developer who actually wants to make some profit is obviously creating their game for the Quest 2, and the flat version is a highly addictive kid-friendly world builder, so it would obviously have a place on the Quest 2. Now it's potential competition to other titles like Rec Room and even Meta's own Horizon Worlds, but if they're taking in a cut from microtransactions, I don't think they'll really care. But it is always a possibility that Sony has cut a deal with them, and the platform they're talking about is the PlayStation VR 2. For now though, we'll just wait and see what happens. Now on the topic of waiting, the official full release of the roguelite shooter Compound is coming soon and will include some major updates. Now while this is a beloved PCVR title, Quest gamers should rejoice also, because right after that official PCVR release, it's headed over to the Quest 2. Now there's no official release date just yet, but there was a notice posted on Steam that said coming soon, and that upgrade also includes a giant new minigun, 3 different story endings, new Steam achievements, an overhauled weapon handling system, and an upgraded rendering system to help clean up the graphics. So if you're already a big fan of this title and need a reason to jump back in, or you're a Quest gamer who is always interested in checking this out, the wait is almost over. Now you won't have to wait to check out Demeo Book 4, which is easily their best adventure yet. The Warlock Awana is a fantastic new character with some truly unique skills and her own pet. The Curse of the Serpent Lord also adds some curveballs into the standard Demeo format. I won't say anything else to help avoid spoilers, but I played multiple rounds with some VR veterans and it definitely kept us on our toes and significantly ups the difficulty. Now I enjoyed my experience so much that I was planning a full video, but my schedule just wouldn't allow for it. My biggest takeaway is tabletop simulation like this feels like what VR was made for. Now VR definitely shines in many other genres, but if you happen to be a tabletop RPG fan, Demeo does an amazing job of emulating that around the table feel, and you could do it with anyone in the world. So thank you Resolution Games for expanding this already amazing title, and if you have any interest in tabletop RPGs, you have to check out this game. On the topic of amazing, there's an unofficial Half-Life Alyx 4+ hour expansion on the way. The trailer was recently showcased on the PC Gaming Show, and PC Gamer also has 8 minutes of gameplay that you can check out right now. Half-Life Alyx Levitation takes place in Sector X of City 17 and has you investigating a levitating building. The gameplay footage seems to be centered around fast-paced action, and the level design looks absolutely fantastic. I'm just hoping they're able to fit something in like a new weapon or new enemy type, but any excuse to jump back into Half-Life Alyx works for me. And while we're on the topic of fantastic looking gameplay, we got a quick look at Formula 1 2022 running in VR. Now as previously stated in a recent video, I'm just not a VR racing fan, but I have to say, holy crap, this looks intense. Now, if you're concerned about the VR version, EA Sports outsourced to Codemasters, the same studio that brought Dirt to VR. Now, I don't know from personal experience, but I have heard that title was well done. Now, Formula 1 is right around the corner, releasing on July 1st, and who knows, this might end up being my first simulation-style VR racing game. Now, shifting gears for a second, we have to talk about Meta announcing a new avatar store. If you're like me, you probably just let out a deep sigh. At times, it appears that Meta is completely at odds with itself. Now, I will get into that much more deeply later in this video, but it looks like Meta's torn between goofy cartoon characters and showing us how XR technologies will revolutionize the world. One side looks like a complete joke, and the other might be taking it a bit too far. But the one thing I will say for sure is no adult wants to look like this in the metaverse. At the same time, Meta is trying to make these avatars a standard feature that can carry from title to title, helping to further incentivize the purchase of cosmetics. But again, these avatars are not suited for anything but super casual games. Could you imagine looking like one of these doofy characters in something like After the Fall? Well, let's move on from this topic into something much cooler, and that's the ability to play Steam games in AR. Unreal, one of the only companies producing consumer-level AR glasses, is releasing a Steam beta app allowing you to stream Steam titles from your PC to your AR glasses. So that's kind of like having a 100-inch plus high-definition screen available to you in any room of your house. Now again, the app is in beta. The setup will have you jumping through a few hoops, but I'm sure it will improve over time. And as someone who has been playing exclusively on a Steam Deck lately, simply due to the convenience that it offers, an option like this would be absolutely fantastic. So I guess it's time to finally get my hands on a pair of Unreal glasses and start doing some testing. Speaking of testing, the Pico Neo 3 Link will be coming to the US market in the near future, and I currently have one on the way, so I will be doing a review for the channel. Now, for those who don't know, the Pico Neo 3 is basically a Chinese Quest 2 clone. The only real major upgrade is a DisplayPort connection, which is ideal if you play Sims or other seated titles and don't need the wireless freedom. It won't decrease the clarity or introduce extra latency like the Quest 2 Link cable does. Now, it will be great to finally have another standalone option besides the Quest 2, but you're stuck between selling your soul to Meta or selling your soul to the Chinese government. Okay, so let's finally jump into the big topic, the fact that it is officially time to move on from the Quest. Now, I'm going to break that down in multiple different ways, but the first one is quite literal. Developers who are currently supporting the original Quest and want to progress their titles any further need to drop that support as soon as possible. It is absolutely holding back games, and two prime examples would be Zenith and Population 1. Now, the vast majority of new games are only releasing on the Quest 2 anyway, and in 2023, expect the original Quest to be dead for everything except for the most simplistic titles. But this topic goes way further than dropping Quest 1 support and right into Meta's overall future. Now, Meta not only wants to, but absolutely needs to move beyond just gaming. I will jump back to gaming in a minute because I know that's what most people here are interested in, but we need to talk about the direction the company is moving in. For a while, they were pushing this goofy style metaverse, which did bump their stock price last year, but then people realized that stuff is more like 10 years out. For the first time though, Meta has properly showcased their technology and the goals for their future. Their recent commercial, called "The Impact Will Be Real," is the perfect balance of messaging and reality. XR technology absolutely will change the world. The problem is, it's going to take a long time before it's impactful. What people don't realize is a lot of technology that we take for granted, such as the internet and GPS, took an extremely long time to develop and were actually products of the government. Now, the government is capable of something that no other company can do. They can continually invest money into a technology, and it doesn't matter how long it takes to complete or if it ends up as a total dead end. They're not beholden to shareholders, and there are no stock prices in question. In the case of GPS, it took the US government 50 years to complete that project, but then they gave the private sector access, and we got things like Uber, Grubhub, and even Tinder. So Meta is in a really rough place. To make XR technologies profitable, it has to become as widespread as something like a cell phone. And while gaming is quite popular, it's not enough to get them there. And at the same time, the hardware driving the Quest 2 is only strong enough for casual experiences. You have a few one-offs like Resident Evil 4, but for the most part, VR gaming is still a hard sell to the hardcore gamer crowd. VR games pale in comparison to the complexity you find in your average flat-screen title these days, and when you're talking to that gaming crowd, it's almost like you're trying to sell them on mobile cell phone games. And I think the perfect example on that one is Diablo Immortal. But I mean, come on, you guys got phones, right? So if Meta wants to pull in more of the gaming crowd, we're also going to need to toss the Quest 2 in the near future and bring on some more powerful hardware with some AAA style games. Don't expect Project Cambria to shake up the VR gaming industry, and we're most likely waiting until 2023 for any new impressive tech, and first up will most likely be the PlayStation VR 2. So right now it's a waiting game, but I'm still enjoying the ride. Okay, everybody, that was today's new VR news. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and as always, I will see you guys on next time.